Romania straight up canceled the results of a presidential election based on the flimsy suspicions of an intelligence agency and enormous pressure from its continental neighbors. Now, as I understand it, the argument was that Russian disinformation had infected the Romanian elections. But I'd ask my European friends to have some perspective. You can believe it's wrong for Russia to buy social media advertisements to influence your elections. We certainly do. You can condemn it on the world stage even. But if your democracy can be destroyed with a few $100,000 of digital advertising from a foreign country, then it wasn't very strong to begin with.
Populist candidates continue to win elections all over the world as liberal parties continue to say the same thing, that populist candidates like Donald Trump are somehow a threat to democracy, where in reality, their victories are proof that democracy is actually working all over the globe. Liberals literally have no idea what democracy means anymore. In Hungary, it was Viktor Orban. In Argentina, it was Javier Milei. In Italy, it was Giorgia Meloni. And in Romania in November, it was Călin Georgescu. Until the Romanian High Court, their equivalent of the Supreme Court, stunned by his first-round election victory in November, very literally stole the election from him. And now we're finally seeing results. Just last week, the president of Romania resigning after pressure from the Romanian people and people like us all over the world. Elon Musk tweeting earlier this week that Romania deserves its own sovereignty. This story has gone global, and joining us now for more is the man who won the Romanian presidential election back in November, Călin Georgescu. Mr. Georgescu, it's great to have you back on. Nice to see you.
Thank you. My pleasure, always. Thank you very much for the introduction.
Absolutely. Since we last spoke, sir, as we both predicted, the momentum here has shifted wildly in your direction. The president of Romania has resigned. You have the support of the Romanian people. What happens next?
Well, next, first of all, it's important that, particularly after the speech, fantastic, of Vice President J.D. Vance in Munich, we have exposed the corruption in Romania, and more than that, that we find that, in fact, we are in a Soros union and not in a European Union, as we think in the first beginning. So what we can see is that in Romania, the Soros-led administration in Cotroceni Palace has reached a point where it's challenging both the strategic partner of the United States as well the decision of the President Donald Trump. So with another point is that we can see that so-called European leaders, which they canceled the election in Romania because they didn't like myself. Now they don't like Vice President Vance and the President Donald Trump. So this we can see, including they want to cancel the strategical partnership with the United States.
Let me just ask you, you won the first round of the election back in November by a wide margin. What are they going to do? Are they going to hold another election there? And then if you win that election, do you trust that the Romanian High Court won't annul the results of that election again?
They canceled totally, yes, and they are looking for a new elections, which is totally, how I can say, another fraud, even bigger than the previous one. And of course, they accuse us for interference from Russia, which of course doesn't exist. But I want to mention to you that during the first elections, the president of France, Emmanuel Soros Macron, what called my former opponent, Elena Lasconi, and to support her officially. There are absolutely evidence on the media, as well as the president of Moldova, Maia Soros-Sandu. She also supports openly my former opponent, Elena Lasconi.
Right.
So, in other words, exactly as I said to you, we discussed about the Soros network, which I said very clear that will be banned immediately when I shall be official president in Romania.
Călin, when would the next election happen?
Next election happen in May, but
in May, okay.
In May, but I want to tell you that all the country, we are looking for the second round to come again.
Okay.
This we are looking for.
Do you feel safe? Do you fear for your safety at all since all this has happened?
Well, you are asking about European Union. Yeah, the European Union, of course, they know. But again, as I said to you, I mean, we find that we discuss about the Soros Union and not about the European Union. So this is a problem.
Okay. Let me ask you about Ukraine. Negotiations are underway between Russia and the United States and Ukraine to end this war. Romania borders Ukraine. There have been numerous reports of Ukrainians with a whole lot of money crossing over the border from Ukraine into Romania and buying luxury items, luxury handbags, luxury clothes, luxury cars. Is there any truth to that reporting, sir?
The only point I can tell you is that we know the Ukrainian people in Romania, and I'm telling you frankly, they are in very, very luxury cars, and they are staying in the 5-star hotels. And of course, I'm obliged to say to you that, of course, this is not something quite not only very fair, but very honest related with the situation, okay? So we strongly believe in humanitarian help, but not as it is right now.
Yes.
Let's be very clear.
So just to be clear, you're seeing an increase in wealthy Ukrainians spending money in
luxury
Romania.
Cars, exactly. And
okay.
they are
I just want to make sure I understand you.
Yeah.
Sir, I want to ask you, if you do become Romania's next president, and it seems like that will happen, what happens with construction of that massive NATO base that is currently underway in your country? Does construction continue under a Georgescu presidency?
The only thing which I can guarantee to you is, number one, I shall make a very strong evaluation about this NATO base. And second, or in parallel, I shall ask immediately my strong partner and my only partner, strategic partner in the United States, and I shall ask President Donald Trump what we have to do. This is for sure.